What's going on, YouTubers? This is Zen here from Zen Multiverse. I hope you're having a great day. So, with the recent release or teaser for Street Fighter 6, it does beg the question, what about Tekken 8, right? So, this video is all about my top 10 hopes and dreams for what I want included for Tekken 8. So, let's get started.
This one is for the teacher who passed me the math test face down and didn't think I was going to become successful. This is for 9 times 9 equals 81.
You will never amount to anything. We shall see.
Let's go!
All right, number one, I want Leroy Smith back. I really thought that was a wise choice of a character for a couple of reasons. Just for inclusion, right? I saw a character that looks like me, and it reminded me of old school movies like just 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 a lot of old school movies, right? I know some like Leroy Brown, right? Um, Bruce Leroy and things of that nature. So it reminded me of a lot, and I would love to see the character come back. Number two, I want to see story mode come back for characters who are not the main part of the storyline, right? So what I mean by that is in Tekken 7, it had a really, I would say, robust storyline for a couple of characters, right? But one of the reasons I'm going back to Leroy Smith again, when he was released, some of the things that I remember saying to my friends was like, I can't wait to know his story, right? And come to find out, beating the game with him in arcade mode didn't unlock any story, right? It didn't like make me, I feel like I just had a character, beat it, and that was it. So, it was kind of lackluster, so I want a story mode for all characters, not just the mainstay characters. Number three, I think this is pretty important for a lot of fighting game lovers that I definitely want a good netcode, right? The netcode that allows you to just jump into a match, and if there's rollback frames, things of that nature, then it's perfect, it's good, and it's just flowing. Overall, I just want a better netcode itself. Number four, I want Tekken Force mode to come back. Tekken Force mode was kind of like a mini game in previous installments that where it was just fun to have that adventure-esque type mode. And it made the story mode, I would say, just a little bit more appealing, right? Than because for some of us, if we're online, we're doing online matches. For those of us who just want to get into the story itself and to just kind of go through this kind of adventure thing of a jiggy, right? Like beat 'em up like adventure. It would be cool to have it, right? I do remember in the old games that it was pretty difficult, but still, yet it was fun nonetheless. Next on this list, and I think this is number four. I can't even remember anymore. I definitely want. I definitely want Tekken Bowling back, right? Now, Tekken Bowling reminds me of like these mini games, right? In fighting games like Mortal Kombat and things of that nature. Tekken Bowling was just fun overall, so I'd love to have it back, right? In the future of the Tekken universe. Next on my list, I definitely want tag team. Now, if Tekken 8, they could do it two ways, right? The next Tekken could be Tekken Tag Team, Tekken 7 Tag Team, or it could be Tekken 8 with Tag Team. I'm hoping for more tag team features in Tekken 8 itself. Or it's just an option within the game, right? Because that could lead into variations on how tournaments could look in the future, right? Tag team tournaments, and even just single character tournaments, right? Something else that I'm also thinking about will be my next one. Another inclusion that I think that would be pretty cool, and this is kind of an add-on to Tekken Tag, is um, just basically someone being able to utilize the other character once you tag them in. This is something that I remember distinctly, I think in Tekken Tag, but also in Street Fighter versus Tekken itself, right? It would be pretty cool to see how tournaments can then change when you have a team, right? Or two people on a team and then another two people going against each other in like tournaments, right? I think this could spice up tournaments in a different way, and I would be pretty excited to see it. Next on my list is I definitely want to see the return of guest characters. But guest characters with stories, right? I think Akuma was in Tekken 7, but again, there was no story as to why he was truly there, right? We got a little story, but it wasn't enough, right? For me to feel like, ah, man, I get it. That's why you're here, right? Kind of did a, you went through a portal and something happened, X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Um, I want there to be guest characters, but guest characters that come from different genres. I want to see how they look in a Tekken game, right? Like I was saying, it would be cool to see these characters, other characters like Chung Li, right? How would Chung Li and Cammy be in this game itself, right? Because we never got the Tekken versus Street Fighter. We got Street Fighter versus Tekken, but I think it felt like Akuma was a prototype, right, for the possibilities of what it could be. So yeah, next in, and this goes back into story again, I want, I believe this is my number 8. I want Tekken 7 to be in the future. Now when I say the future, I just mean it's time for the next gen, right? The next generation and things of that nature. I think a lot of us, we're getting older, so we want to see kind of, a lot of us have kids, right? So I think, not I think, I want, right? I want the story to not, I want there to be old man Kazuya, right? And I want Heihachi to be the Kenpachi. And I want Jin to have his son, right? And see how that relationship goes. I think I just want, we know that it's all about the Kazama type story, right? And Kazuya and their whole entire bloodline, right? So I- I don't, Tekken has always been about family ties, right? That kind of story. And I don't think they're going to deviate any farther than that. I think if we're going to continue with that, it's time for the next generation of characters, while we still have other characters on the side that still could be our favorites, right? Like King and all of them. Fakaram was a really great inclusion. Did I feel like they needed to remove Bruce? No, I think they could have just updated Bruce. Like he went on this training um, to become even more manly than he's ever been before, and he went on this training. He got big and strong, right? And also got some cuts and bruises. But yeah, I'm kind of ranting on that part. But yeah, just the inclusion of that would be pretty cool. So yeah, let me know. Next, and again, this goes into story because this is what makes me really excited for certain fighting games is the lore, right? I want really good endings. I remember the type of endings that were cinematic for each and every single character, right? Every character had like a cinematic. I think that was in Tekken 3 or even Tekken 2, right? I'm not too sure. I'm like all the games are kind of converging right now in my head, but I would love to see these really detailed based endings, right, that made you feel like the character that you picked did mean something, right, even if they were funny, right? I remember Paul's endings and things of that nature. They were pretty funny in, and some of them connected, right? uh where some characters would do one thing and the other character would do one thing, and you had to play both in order for you to know the other side of it, right? So I think that's pretty cool, to just have really fleshed out endings that are good, right? And let's say that they do take the route of doing them in comic book style, which is fine too, right? As long as it's just not one panel, the end, right? I want a couple of panels, then the end, or the cinematics, right? Last on my list, and this one was pretty hard because I think I named everything that I want to see in the future of Tekken. Um, is basically I want to see the return of intros that show katas, right? Or just basically forms, right? I remember Tekken and how Jin was doing his form in one of the intros. I just think that was it's a nifty thing, right? Basically to do when you showcase different characters and you just showcase their movements and things of that nature, right? For those of us who are martial artists, it was nice. It was a nice little addition to see those different things, right? And to notice like, oh, I practiced that move. Oh, he's doing a that. He's doing this. He's doing that. Oh, it's a roundhouse kick, right? Or he's doing a sinking. So that's pretty cool to see. Um, I do have one more thing, right? One more thing that I would love to see. All right, here's my bonus one. My bonus last one that I want to see in the next iteration of Tekken comes in the form of um, just various styles of martial arts, right? I really love I really loved Tekken 7 because I felt like the martial arts styles were pretty diverse. Uh, but I think they could do more, right? What are some of the different martial arts that we might see? Of course, we have characters that are kind of made up, so then they have like a combination style of martial arts, right? But I would love to see different characters in the future iteration being represented, like judo. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like judo is represented, but I'm not too sure, right? But there's a couple of martial arts out there that have not been represented because what I think what might end up happening is if other martial arts aren't represented, then they're gonna fall in lines to like make up ones, right? Um, but Leroy Smith with Wing Chun, that was a great inclusion, right? So yeah, it's pretty exciting to see. So that's my top 10, right, or even 11 of different inclusions I would love to see in Tekken 8 itself. Let me know in the comment section what would you like to see that I didn't say in for Tekken 8, right? Again, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, you already know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you all later for the next one. Later, team.